This is, I just got this. It's a juiced Crosscurrent X 2023 closeout sale. Just under 15, or just, yeah, just under the $1,500. Anyway, this is my first ride, and I really rode hard. You can see I'm down at 2 bars in just, well, it says 22 miles, but it's actually about 25. And, you know, I'll post on Strava what kind of performance this was climbing this hill, this Toro Canyon, to the gates. And I came up here partly as a matter of curiosity. I lived up here for from 1977 to 2004. I was way up there at the top. That's probably Toro Peak right there. And back then there was just a dirt road here, no gate. There was a chain, that was it. And there was no gate here either. But anyway, back to the bike. I'm so impressed with it. So impressed. It's just beautiful. I guess the only issues I have are perhaps the handlebar grips are a little too hard, and the handlebars are a little further apart. I'll get used to it, but I'm used to being in a little bit closer. And but this is probably for like mountain bike handling. And I did test the shock absorbers. They, you know, normally like a serious road bike racer wouldn't want shock absorbers because they interfere with power transfer to the pedals. But it's hardly noticeable, and they don't even give that much. You know, they do help, but I like them. You know, they're fine. And let's see what else. Plenty of gears here, plenty of gears, 9-speed, so you don't spin out when you're going 30 miles an hour. But I did notice one thing. I was going downhill, had a slight grade, and even in I've got it in race mode, but even in that mode, it pretty much will tell you that's enough. You know, I was having trouble pedaling much faster than 29 miles an hour. I know guys are saying 34 miles an hour, but I don't think it would matter how hard I pulled because it was pushing back. And well, I've mentioned too that the bottom bracket on these bikes is about 2 or 3 inches higher than a road bike. So when the seats at the Hi there. I'll just stop for a minute. I just talked to a neighbor. Well, I mean, that's Stephanie. Anyway, she lives up there, has for about 25 years. Anyway, we talked about that. But okay, back to the bike. Just terrific. There's a few things. Oh, I was starting to talk about how the bottom bracket is further up. It's higher from the ground by about 2 or 3 inches than a road bike. So when the saddle's at your usual height, you don't want to go beyond that. I felt a little compressed. So I bought a seat, a dropper seat. I've got that coming, seat post. So I'll be able to lower it to get on and off. That's all I need it for, but I want it up. I want to be stretched out a little bit more than I am right now. So I may take the fender off, and I don't know. Anyway, you can't go wrong. It's a good bike. Oh, one more thing. I would prefer to have clip-on pedals than these pedals, and wearing these kind of shoes. I feel much more secure in clip-ons. Although one advantage to this is I have a big corn on one of my toes, and it gets annoyed in the cycling shoes. But I definitely want to have clip-ons. I have ordered some pedals that are clip-on on one side and flat on the other side. And that may be the answer, although they're a little hard to fumble with sometimes. Okay, bye. Well, I just got home. I've ridden about 35 miles, and I ran the battery down to no bars. 44.2 volts. So it's not dead, it's still offering some boost, but I'm going to stop using it now and charge it up. This is the first time it's been used. Don't want to drain it all the way out. And overall, very impressed with the bike. One thing, I sometimes ride with my knees in, and once in a while I was clipping the battery, not too hard, but that's just operator adjustment. And so overall, very impressed